The values that Coach Lahati taught Tom at Westmore High School are values that he, in turn, taught others through his illustrious coaching career, 25 years, 12 league championships, which as a coach I could say is just remarkable to think that you can maintain that level of excellence and consistency. And again, Coach Lahati taught Tom those values, and Tom instilled those in thousands of student athletes that he in turn coached over the years, one of whom is with us this morning. We'd like to give a warm welcome to Patty Waldhouse.
Very honored to be here today to help Tom celebrate as he takes the office of Superintendent of Public Education. From my experiences with Tom, I know that the people of California have elected the right person for the job. I first met Tom back in the fall of 1995. I was thinking about joining the cross-country team, but I was a little hesitant because I was shy and I didn't really know many people on the team. Tom was the head coach at the time, and before the season began, he personally called me at home and told me about what a great group of people they had. He told me about the practices at Contra Loma Regional Park and about the annual camping trip to Mount Tamalpais. He encouraged me to come out and give it a try. And I was glad that I did, because being a part of the cross-country team was one of the highlights of my high school career. Tom was an excellent coach for a number of reasons. He valued every team member and their contribution. He made people feel like they were a part of something important. He involved the team in a number of community service activities, and he encouraged parents to be involved with various team events. Many people think of running as an individual sport, but Tom always promoted an atmosphere of teamwork. He encouraged members of the team to be supportive of one another, and he set the example. On some of our long runs, the faster runners would make it back to the high school first. And Tom was pretty fast too, so he usually ran with them in the beginning. But at the end, he would always backtrack and run with the slower runners until they finished. He would say things like, "Way to go, good job, you're almost there." As Superintendent of Public Education, one of Tom's goals is to improve our commitment to support programs that support teachers and students and that address the growing dropout rates. The way Tom coached showed that he was and is actively committed to this goal. He was encouraging and supportive of everyone, regardless of their skill level. He understood the value of after-school activities and sports and the importance of making them accessible to everyone, not just the super athletes. He understood that the feeling of belonging to something bigger than yourself would help kids take pride in themselves and their community. All of the skills that made Tom an excellent coach will serve him well in his fight to save California public schools and make them places that prepare children to become productive, successful members of our community. Thank you for all you have done for our schools so far. I know that you have what it takes to succeed. Go, Tom.
I think if I had been on one of Tom's teams, I'd have been one of those slower runners that she was referring to that you'd have to go back and help across. But as you see, the values that Tom had as a coach are the same values he took into his classroom as a teacher, as a science teacher, health teacher, PE teacher, and we have two of his former students here with us today. I'd first like to welcome and recognize Tony Amerson, who's here to speak.
First of all, it is an honor to be here for Coach Torlakson. I'm sorry. Superintendent Torlakson. I didn't write anything because I'm like, what would I write for my hero? Now, when I was growing up in West Pittsburgh, I met Coach Torlakson when I was in the 10th grade. He was my biology teacher. I had no idea I was going to even go to college. No college would know my mind at that particular time. Seeing Coach Torlakson come in there and work with us in the biology program, he made learning fun for me. That was the first time I had felt that. And I really appreciated it. But then again, he was a track coach. So he also would go out there and run with us. In our sophomore year, he and the other coaches helped me get to the North Coast champion, actually. He used to go out there and he taught us the value of hard work. You couldn't run for Coach Torlakson unless your grade was good. So he gave it to you both ways. You had to learn, and you had to go out there and you had to practice. And frankly, I wanted to be like him. I came out of West Pittsburgh, wasn't too many role models. I found one. And I rode him all the way through my master's. Coach Torlakson, I love you, man. Without you, I would not be where I'm at today. It's overwhelming. You guys, as the State Superintendent of Public Instruction, you guys have a gift. He will do what needs to be done in this bad economy. He's bright, he got ideas, and he got heart. So we got it all now. It's time for a comeback. Thank you, Coach. I love you.
Next, I'd like to call upon another one of Tom's former students, Araceli Ramirez.
My full name is Ada Araceli Ramirez Medina, and had I known that there would be so many people here from the media, I probably would have taken a few minutes to put some makeup on. But it was more important that I be here on time, so. As I was stating, my name is Araceli, and I was born in a remote, rural, mountainous village called Huejuquilla, El Alto, Jalisco, Mexico, many, many years ago. My hometown didn't have any running water, we did not have electricity, we did not even have paved roads. When I first went to school, in Miss Pilata's kindergarten class, I didn't speak a word of English. Later on, I attended all of West Pittsburgh schools through high school, Pacifica High School, where I met Mr. Torlakson, and it did take me a good decade after I graduated to finally call him Tom. But Mr. Torlakson was an inspiration and a role model, as you've heard, to many students, to all of the students in the school, in fact. And it was through his inspiration and dedication to us after school hours and in class that I was able to graduate with honors from Harvard University and with a Juris Doctorate degree from the University of California. Today, I'm a lawyer. I've been practicing over 25 years, and I'm here to tell you that I am probably the best beneficiary of a free, appropriate public school education in California. For those of you who believe that the challenges are so insurmountable that it is impossible financially or academically to get a degree, I'm here to tell you that I'm living proof that a person who goes to the most underfunded school in a district that is on the verge of financial collapse, in a community that is impoverished with very few role models, can grow up and be somebody. And I sit occasionally as a pro tem judge in the juvenile delinquency and juvenile dependency arenas, and I can tell you, the lack of an education is the single greatest threat to our society. Most crimes are committed by our youth when they're not attending school and when they have nothing productive to do. I also believe that education is a great social equalizer. The fact that a person can get a graduate degree, a bachelor's degree, makes them feel as comfortable sitting in a jail talking to a client as it is comfortable sitting at a cocktail party in Beverly Hills and enjoying the company of educated people. Tom Torlakson, as I said, was my inspiration. He is a person who is committed to devoting 1,000% to every person he meets. He's an inspiration to every young person. I am aware that Tom has many, many challenges as he comes into this very important position. I am also very certain that he is the person with the greatest ability to dig us out of this hole and to make California great once again. So I'm honored to be here. I'm humbled to stand in your presence. I encourage all of you who are educators to continue to inspire young people. You are truly our heroes. You have the ability with a few words and a few minutes of your time to make a huge difference in the lives of these very young children who need role models and who need to have somebody who cares about them and that need to have that communicated to them. So thank you very much for all the hard work that everyone does. I see our representative, Mr. Miller, is here this morning, and I remember that he, even though we were Pacifica High School students a long time ago, he used to come and sit over on our bleachers during the football games. That always made an impression on me, and you can be sure that we appreciated all the support that you gave these kids in this community. So thank you so much for having invited me, and good luck.
You know that those are deep Contra Costa roots when you call it West Pittsburgh. For those of you newer to the area, that's Bay Point. That's what they call it now, but anyone with roots knows it's West Pittsburgh. As we heard about some of the individuals who were impacted by Tom directly through his role as a teacher and a coach, the story continued in 1980, becoming elected as a county supervisor, Contra Costa County, where he served for 16 years, and then later on to the state legislature. But one of the things that he still remains ever since 1980, and that's why we're here in this gym today, is he has been a teacher on leave in the Mount Diablo Unified School District that entire time. He is still a teacher on staff, and maybe someday, who knows, when he's done after, hopefully 8 years as superintendent, maybe he'll be teaching biology and running cross country here at Mount Diablo High School. But Tom moved on from the supervisorial board in Contra Costa to the state legislature, where his impact benefited millions of students across the state through his emphasis and focus on math and science, on intervention programs like QEIA, smaller class sizes, technology in the classrooms, better facilities. All across the board, Tom has been a leader through his legislation, and he's going to continue to carry those values into the office of SPI. One of the people that he worked closely with during that entire time is one of his colleagues here at Mount Diablo High School, state-recognized Teacher of the Year, who is currently still a teacher at Mount Diablo High School, as well as a vice principal. It gives me great pleasure to introduce Leanne Sismowski.
Well, I've been one of Tom Torlakson's constituents when he was in the Senate and in the Assembly, but we actually met 6 years ago when he invited me to an education symposium, where he told me that his predecessor, Jack O'Connell, would be there. Well, I am such a teacher geek that I'm like, really? That's like a rock star to me. That's like meeting the Beatles or Michael Jackson or Lady Gaga or somebody you guys know. So I was so excited. And I have, see this picture? You probably can't see it. I have a picture of the three of us that I keep on my refrigerator because it's like, wow! But since that time, I've gotten to know Tom as a public servant with a teacher's heart. Tom championed legislation to increase funding for textbooks, computers, and other instructional materials. He's helped teachers as he's strengthened after-school programs, bills to enhance campus safety, and he's working to close the digital divide. He's worked to improve student health and to reduce California's high dropout rate. As the chair and founder of the California Task Force on Youth and Workplace Wellness, Tom helped us in banning junk food from schools and providing healthier meals, breakfast and lunch for our students. He promotes student health and fitness, and he's been a visionary in the work of looking at the whole child, the holistic view of teaching the whole person. Tom also authored the Quality Education Investment Act in 2006. That dedicated $3 billion to schools of greatest need. And Mount Diablo High School has been a great beneficiary of that. Tom recognizes that our students must have the critical thinking skills to effectively navigate the demands of the 21st century. He plans to expand career and technical education for high school students, a vision that we share here at Mount Diablo High School. He also wants to protect college preparatory courses, arts, and music programs. Tom is an inspirational leader, and he is a teacher's teacher. I am proud and honored to be here, to call him a friend, to call him a colleague, and since now he's going to hold the highest education post in California, California State Superintendent of Public Instruction, teacher rock star. Yeah.